I'm going to give you all a funny example of why you can't blindly trust the guy who's in best shape in your gym. Now, this is going to be a bodybuilding example, but you can apply it to a lot of other physiques, whether it's bikini as a female or powerlifting or whatever. Just apply the principle. So a few years ago, I used to train in a gym, and there was a guy there, I'll give him a fake name to cover his identity, a guy there called Bob. Now, Bob was fucking gigantic. He was literally, at my time, about twice my weight. This was a guy with a 500 pound plus bench press. He used to pick up 50 kilo dumbbells and curl them, admittedly with questionable form, but even doing what he was doing was fucking immense. This guy was huge. And because he was the biggest and the strongest guy in the gym, everyone used to want to know what he was doing, how he was training, how he was eating, what drugs he was on, whatever it was. He was the source of information if you wanted some advice, because he's obviously doing something that works for him. And a lot of people say, find someone that's in the best shape because they know what works for them. So let's apply that principle and see how well that'll pan out. Now, I got on well with Bob, and he used to talk to me about diet and about training, and he used to ask me for advice. Now, he knew that I had been ill. When I went to the gym, I had lost a lot of weight and I was very, very frail. A friend of mine actually said it looked like I had left a prisoner of war camp, which is heartwarming to hear. So there was me, this very, very skinny guy, very, very frail, and then there was Bob, who was literally over twice my weight. And he was talking to me one day and he said, look, I feel like I want to compete next year, so I want to talk to you about my diet. And I was like, okay, that's cool. So I'm on a no carb diet. Okay, it immediately wouldn't be what I'd pick, but I know him well enough to talk, but I'm just seeing how this conversation panned out. So you've got this giant who's on a no carb diet. So he's telling me about this no carb diet that he's on, and then mid conversation picks up a 2-litre bottle of Coca-Cola and starts drinking from it. Just to stop you there, mate. I thought you were on a no carb diet. And he said, yeah, I am on a no carb diet, but I still drink one of these a day for energy. Drinks one of them a day for energy. 2-litre bottle every single day. 200 grams of sugar, just about. I was like, okay, but you're on a no carb diet, right? Yeah, on a no carb diet, but I still drink one of these a day for energy. I don't really know where to go with that. I don't know how to reply. So I was like, okay, never mind, just carry on. So he carries on talking about his diet. And then honestly, within 5 minutes later, I shit you not, he picks up a cream cake and starts eating it. I was like, okay, I have to stop you again here, mate. I thought you're on a no carb diet. And he said, oh yeah, I am on a no carb diet, but I still have to eat 2 of these a day for energy. Okay. This no carb diet in the space of 5 minutes has already gone up to over 300 grams of carbs a day. I was like, anyway. But the point is, someone who's in the best shape doesn't necessarily mean that they are a good source of advice when it comes to all things fitness. Now, you could say, well, obviously they are doing something that works for him. And absolutely he was. He trained like a fucking beast. When he was in the gym, he used to work harder than anyone else in there. And he used to get stronger. Over time, he would always make sure he was pushing more. He had progressive overload on his side, and he worked fucking hard. And that was in his favour. But people used to think he was a source of information for nutrition and training and drugs. And to give you an example, the drugs, he was obviously doing something because he had grown to a point where no natural person is ever going to be growing to. So his drug cycle it worked. What he was doing worked. So would you go to that guy for drug advice? Now, I'm going to relay a conversation I had with him about his drug use, just to, So he came in one day and he said, fuck me, this new gear I'm on is making me horny, really horny. I said, okay, what are you taking? I don't know much about drug use. I mean, almost nothing, but I'm always curious. So what are you taking, mate? He said, I'm not sure. What do you mean you're not sure? He said, I just buy it off the internet. He said, I get my girlfriend to jab it in my ass and, it seems to do the trick. Wait, you literally don't know what you're taking? Like, you don't know the name of it, the chemical that you're taking? No, I don't know. Okay, you don't know the chemical you're taking. Do you know the name, the brand name or anything? Where you bought it from? He said, no, I can't remember the brand name. I can't remember. No, I can't even remember the website I got it from. I was like, this guy is literally injecting something into his body that he has no idea what it is. No idea what it is. But yeah, this was the guy that people used to go to for drug advice, nutrition advice, and training advice. And the funny thing is, he used to ask me about nutrition advice, but nobody else in the gym would. Because when you looked at me, there was me looking like I'd left a prisoner of war camp. I appreciate it's a tasteless joke, but people genuinely used to say that to me. There's me that looks like I've left a prisoner of war camp, and there's him that looks like he would have eaten me for breakfast. He was the guy that everyone goes up and assumes that he's a good source of advice. Now, he is doing stuff that works for him, but does that mean he's responsible enough to give other people advice? You make that call.